Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy you are back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys, as you can see by the title, my coronavirus experience, and I cannot even believe that I'm saying that. It's actually going to be a really interesting video to film because I don't even know necessarily, I have a few notes that I'm going to, go down, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, I will leave my handle down below so that you guys can follow me. I ask a few questions on there every once in a while to see what videos you guys would like to see. And I asked you guys if you guys would like a video on my coronavirus experience, and it was a yes. So I decided to film it. And yeah, it's gonna be, let me get comfortable for this video. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and turn on your notification bell so you get notified every single time so that you get notified every time I upload a video. I'm going to be doing a giveaway because we hit 100 subscribers, so I got on my nose. So make sure you turn on your notification bell and subscribe down below. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Alright, so first I want to start off by saying that I was one of those people that was really cautious when everything started going on. When everything started going on back in March with COVID and all of that stuff, I was super careful, like uber careful. I was one of those people, I still, to this day, I have sanitizer in my car. I have a spray bottle in my car to wipe down my steering wheel. I definitely was not willy-nilly about it whatsoever, especially because my mother has had cancer before, and so the chemo has made her immune system very weak. My mom has had cancer twice, so she has a very weak immune system, or a weaker immune system than you or I or anyone else that hasn't had that. So I took this super seriously because I knew if I was going to be around my mom at all, I needed to make sure that I knew that I was healthy and I was safe. With that being said, I took all the precautions. So hand sanitizer in the car, in my purse, a Lysol spray bottle in my car to wipe down my steering wheel, washing my hands as soon as I get home, wearing my mask of course, and etc. So all the precautions that you would take, I felt like I was taking those precautions. I wasn't going out in public places. I wasn't doing any of that other than seeing my sister-in-law, but she was just as paranoid as me. So we both knew that we were just in our bubble, and so we would get together so the kids could play. So other than that, I really wasn't seeing anybody else. I wasn't even going to see my mom at this time because I did not want to risk it. So fast forward maybe like 2 months after all of this started, so maybe like in May, it was my husband's birthday, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna invite a couple people over and we'll have like a little get together for his birthday. I think I had like 10 to 12 people at my house, and or was it more? Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was like 15 people at our house, and literally you could ask anyone that was there, they were like laughing at me because every like 20 to 30 minutes, like I would run around with like my sanitizer bottle and I'd spray everyone down, and I'd be like, okay, wipe your hands, I made sure to tell everybody, like, if you've been in contact with anybody who is sick, if you feel sick, don't come, please. And that was pretty much the first like public thing we had done, right? Because it was my husband's birthday. So that is basically the first public outing or public thing that we did. After that, things returned to normal, our regular scheduled programming, social distancing, masks, trying to stay out of public, etc., etc. Then maybe like a month later, I am not gonna lie to you guys, I started going over to my family's house because I thought to myself, I think it should be fine. And also I feel like I was going a little bit stir crazy in my house, and my husband was still working and I was working from home, so I was literally at the house all day, every day with my stepson. That's it, and then when my stepson wasn't here, I was just here by myself all day until my husband got home from work. So I started going a little stir crazy, so I did start hanging out with family members and all of those things, but nothing crazy, nothing like big with a bunch of people or stuff like that. I started visiting my mom at this point, seeing her and doing all those things, but we'd get together in the backyard and stuff like that. So I am not 100% sure how exactly I got the coronavirus, but I think I narrowed it down pretty well. So I do know, I'm pretty sure I know where and when I got it. About a month ago, I actually uploaded a vlog about it. I went to Tijuana with my cousin, and she actually asked me to go with her because she had found a lump on her breast, and she got laid off due to coronavirus, so she didn't have health insurance anymore. Hold on, guys. So she had no health insurance. So in order to get a scan and, you know, just a doctor appointment to what she found on her breast, she had to go to Tijuana because it's a lot more affordable over there. So she asked me to go with her, and of course I'm gonna go with her. I don't care about what's going on, you know, not that I don't care, but when it comes to my family and like their health, if they need my support and they need me to be there with them and all of that stuff, I mean, all of this stuff is going to go out the window. I'm not going to say no because I'm going to say, no, I'm going to stay in my house and I'm just going to like, I don't want to go over there. No, absolutely not. Like, that's pretty much my sister, and if she needs me and it's an emergency, and she, you know, she was obviously scared, like this has to do with her health, of course I'm going to go with her. So we went, and what you guys didn't see in that vlog is, and I explained in the vlog, that I did not take the camera with me when we got to the doctor's because it was packed. It was packed and there was just a lot of people, and I didn't want to be doing that, you know. So it was packed, and I wasn't even allowed in the room with my cousin. They weren't allowing anybody in the doctor, just her. But the thing was that since no one was being allowed in, the waiting room was outside. They had like a little tent outside and just like chairs, and people were just sitting there. And when I tell you it was packed, I mean there was a lot of people there. So I had to wait for her outside. After she got out of the doctor's, she came out, we got in the car and went on per usual and came home, right? Didn't think anything of it. I did not feel sick at this point. I did not, nothing. It was fine. I get home, and that happened on Monday actually. So we went to Tijuana on Monday. So then on Thursday, my cousin calls me and she says, hey, are you feeling kind of sick? And I said, no, I'm not feeling sick. And she said, I'm feeling kind of sick. Or was it Thursday or Friday? Thursday or Friday she called me. She said she wasn't feeling good. And I said, no, I feel fine. I still felt fine to that point. I had nothing. I didn't feel any symptoms at all. I said, no, I feel fine, but just rest it off. Like, it didn't even cross my mind, coronavirus, right? Didn't even think about it. So then Friday passes, and Saturday morning I wake up. Okay, now a little context. Friday night I did go over to my cousin's house, and we had a couple glasses of wine. I didn't get like hammered or anything like that. So we had a couple of glasses of wine at my cousin's house, which is, you know, I drink wine every once in a while, so I didn't think anything, you know, was gonna happen or anything, right? So imagine my amazement when I wake up Saturday morning and I feel horrible. I feel like crap. I feel like I just felt crappy. So the first thing that crossed my mind was, dang, what kind of wine did she have? Like, because it was at my cousin, so that probably wasn't the wine I normally drink. And I was like, dang, her wine must have been strong or something, you know? So I thought, well, maybe I'm hungover, like I have a hangover. You know, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought I have a hangover. So I felt crappy, but I was like, it'll go away soon. I got up. I even went to go get birria tacos, you know, because I was like, that's going to cure my hangover. Like, I really thought, I really thought that this was a hangover. My husband too, like I called him, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hungover. I feel like crap, you know, and he's like, dang, okay, we'll just rest it off. So then the day keeps going by, and then around like 4 p.m., I'm like, you know what? This can't be a hangover. Like, no way. I've had a hangover before, and it does not last like this long. Like, I feel like crap. So I was like, something is wrong with me. It's still not crossing my mind of nothing with COVID, nothing like that. And then maybe I called my husband right after I told him I felt like that, and I said, you know what? I don't think I'm hungover. I think I'm sick. So I'm like, can you pick me up some Gatorades on your way home? And he's like, yeah, I'll pick you up some Gatorades. I hang up the phone with my husband, and I was like, oh my God, I felt hot. Like, just hot out of nowhere like this. Like I just felt super, super hot, and I was like, oh my God, I'm hot. Like what the heck? You know, I felt my legs were burning up. So I run downstairs, I grab our thermometer. Is that what it's called? Temperature? Thermometer? Yeah, the thermometer. I grab the thermometer, I take my temperature. I'm 100.6, I think, or 100 point something, right? 100 point something, and I'm like, oh my God, there's no way this is a hangover, because you don't get a fever when you get a hangover. So I was like, I'm freaking sick. And then that's when it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, do I have coronavirus? Like that's the first time that the thought even crossed my mind, like I have COVID, you know? So I was like, crap. Okay, well, I was like running through the symptoms, right? I'm like, I have body aches, I have a fever, my throat hurts, but I wasn't coughing. Like it just felt like a sore throat, you know? So I just didn't think anything of it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna jump to conclusions. Like maybe I'm just sick, you know? So I told myself, you know what? I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions. Maybe I'm just sick, you know? Maybe it's not the coronavirus. I still didn't want to like go there. But I did call my cousin back, and I called her and I was like, cousin, I don't feel good. I think I'm freaking sick. And she's like, dude, me too. I'm still sick. Like I have a sore throat, I have a cough. I forgot what else she told me. But she had symptoms, right? And remember, she had just called me a couple days ago telling me she felt sick. I still hadn't felt sick. So I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking sick. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to keep an eye on things. But as the day progressed and as we went into nighttime, it was just kind of undeniable, you know, the symptoms I was having. I started coughing. My body aches were like just horrible. So yeah, I was just getting all the symptoms that you could just check off the list. Like body aches, check. Fever, check. Cough, check. And it was a dry cough, like they explain it, not like a phlegmy cough. I was like, oh crap, like I think I got the Rona, you know? So I was like, okay, you know, I'll make an appointment with my doctor. So the next day, I still felt like crap. Like, I think it was worse the second day. So basically, the first day of me finding out was I Googled the symptoms and I literally was checking off every single box. Body aches, check. Fever, check. Dry cough, check. TMI, but diarrhea, check, sis. Okay, like every box I was checking off. So that was pretty much the first day of me realizing, like, you know what, I'm pretty sure I have it, but I'm gonna make a doctor's appointment just to double check. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I have it. So just made sure, obviously, I'm not gonna go in contact with anybody, all of that stuff. So I go to sleep, or try and go to sleep, because I was waking up a lot. And then it goes into day 2. So before we go into day 2 and just explaining to you guys how it went, I just want to tell you guys that my main symptoms were body aches, fever on and off. Like the fever was so weird, you guys. Like I'd feel like I was burning up for an hour, and then the next hour my fever would go down. And then maybe a couple hours later, my fever would go back up again. And it was just really on and off, like really sporadic. So that's how my fever was. I did get headaches because of the fever, and then just the dry cough was a pain in the butt, because it feels like you feel it in your chest. Like you cough and there's no phlegm coming in. It's literally just like like an empty cough. It was really weird. So on day 1, I did not lose my taste of smell or taste. But on day 2, my husband brought me Pedialyte, you know, to keep me hydrated. And that's when I realized, oh crap, my taste is going away. My smell never went away, and the whole time I could smell everything. But I have the nose of a bloodhound in general. Like I can smell really, really good. So my sense of smell never went away. But when I drank this Pedialyte, when I drank the Pedialyte, it was a grape flavor, and I love grape flavor Pedialyte. That's my favorite, you know. So I drank it, and the taste, I was like, what the heck is that taste? Like it tasted super weird. So then I tasted again, and the only way I can describe it, I know this sounds weird, but it tasted like I was sucking on plastic. Like, I don't even know what plastic tastes like, so I don't even know why I use that as a description, but that's the only thing that came to my mind. Like, it felt like I was sucking on the plastic wrapper from the Pedialyte or something. So I was like, damn, like, dang, sorry. Like, my sense of freaking taste is going. But I could still taste certain foods. So, like, I ate chicken wings one day. I could taste the chicken wings with the ranch, like, pretty much just fine, like, normal. I knew it was chicken wings and ranch. But other stuff, like caldos or, like, little broths or soups, like, I could taste them, but the taste wasn't as potent as it normally was. But when I would drink stuff, like Gatorade or Pedialyte, the taste was just weird. I don't know why it was with liquids. But I did not get that symptom until the next day. So like I said, it mainly, the worst, honestly, the worst symptom that I got, I'm not saying that this is what, by the way, guys, all of this is just my personal experience. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you like anything. This is just, I'm just sharing my experience with you guys. So the worst symptom that I got personally was the freaking body aches. Fever came into a close second, you know, because the fever was, oh, sucked too. But the body aches were like, I can't even explain it. Each leg, each one of my legs felt like they were 100 pounds. Like when I would walk, I'd be like, oh my God, my legs hurt. And I have stairs in my house. So anytime I would want to go downstairs to get water or refill something, I would have to go downstairs and come back upstairs. And my legs were killing me. Like, when I would sleep, even when I was laying down trying to sleep, like I would lay down and my legs still felt heavy, like heavy and achy, even though I was laying down. It was just, ugh, the body aches were really bad. I gotta admit, that was like the worst of it for me personally. The fever was like a close second, like I said, because I did get a headache after a while of getting the fever. Like, I think I was just, my body was just weak, so I started getting a headache. My cough was annoying, but it wasn't like necessarily horrible. It was just like, it's like I'm telling you, like very dry. Like you feel it in your chest when you cough. Like it was just like this empty cough. There's no phlegm, there's nothing. It's just like a chest, I don't know how to explain it. Like just a chest cough. But yeah, those were my main symptoms. Luckily I only got diarrhea. I'm like trying to whisper it. Luckily I only got diarrhea like 2 days. So my symptoms lasted about 4 days. I would say 4 days to 5 days was like pretty brutal. Like the first 4 days were like bad. Like I felt like crap. It just felt like I had a really, really bad flu. But I will say this, and like I said, I'm not taking, I don't want this video at all to be like I'm taking away the seriousness of it, because it is serious and I'm still very careful. And now I'm more careful. Like in the beginning I was super duper careful. I think I started getting a little more lenient. Now I'm back to being careful because I just it's not even for me, it's for my family, you know. Like I don't want to get my mom sick. Like I don't want to get anyone who has like a pre-existing condition sick. So I just don't want to think selfishly and think of myself like, oh, see, I got it, I'm fine, no big deal. No, like it's still serious, you know. So my symptoms lasted about 4 days, maybe 5. I would say 4 to 5 days my symptoms lasted. But one thing I will say, you guys, and like I said, this is not to play down the seriousness of this, because it is serious. But to me, my experience those first 4 days, it was bad. I did not feel good at all. But a few years ago, maybe like 4 years ago or something like that, I had the flu. And I mean, that to this day, I still think those were like one of the worst days of my life. Like having the flu, I felt like, literally, I felt like I was dying. I don't know what it feels like to be dying, but that's how I felt. It was the only way I can describe it. It was just so horrible. I was throwing up nonstop out of both ends at the same time type stuff. Like I felt like I was gonna pass out. I had like burning up fever. My body ached, like just so horrible, so horrible. It was just bad. I will never forget being sick, like with the flu. It was just, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I felt like horrible, you know? And to the point where I at one point was like, do I need to go to the hospital? Because I feel so bad. I feel like I'm just gonna pass out. But I toughed it out because, you know, I'm a thug. I'm just kidding. No, I just toughed it out. But anyway, so I will say that I do feel like my experience in the first 4 days with my coronavirus was very bad, and I obviously did not feel good. I felt sick, I felt bad, but I have had worse sicknesses. Does that make sense? Like I felt worse with the flu. But like I said, please, 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 I am not trying to take away the seriousness of this at all. I am still, like, now I'm back to being super duper duper careful. I'm definitely not one of those people that got it and I'm like, oh look, see, I'm fine, no big deal. No, no, no. I do not think like that, and I hope that you guys don't either. Please just be aware. Like, yes, you know, I'm young, I have a healthy immune system, but there's just people out there that have pre-existing conditions, that don't have the strongest immune system, that are older, and it's just, let's be kind to one another. And even if it doesn't directly affect you, and it won't really like affect you in the long run, it will affect others and their family and their, you know, these are people's grandparents and parents, and you know, that we're talking about. And I'm even more careful, I think, than I was in the beginning now, because I don't want to give that to anybody. I don't want to be the reason that I'm spreading this thing more, you know? So I'm definitely not trying to play down the seriousness of this whatsoever. Please, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I just wanted to give you guys a comparison, you know, of my symptoms and my experience, basically. So with that being said, after the first 4 days, the majority of my symptoms did go away. I still like would get body aches here and there. I still stayed quarantined for my full 14 days. I did not leave my house literally at all, like at all. Excuse me. But I was going a little stir crazy, and luckily, oh my god, this is actually, I haven't told you guys up to this part of the video. I ended up, because obviously I got coronavirus, I sleep in the bed with my husband, I kiss my husband, I'm by my husband all the time. Of course, I got my husband sick. So my husband also got coronavirus, and we were both stuck in here together. So to be honest, it was kind of nice. My husband works all the time, so it was nice being stuck. If I was going to be stuck in the house, at least I'm stuck with him, you know what I'm saying? So that is basically what happened with that. So yeah, I finished off my 2 weeks of quarantine. Oh wait, hold on, let me back up. So I forgot to tell you guys, so after 2 days I called my doctor on Monday, and we had, right that same day, like a couple hours later, we had like a video doctor appointment, video doctor appointment, pretty much a Skype doctor appointment. So my doctor just asked me the basic questions. What are your symptoms? Are you experiencing this? Are you experiencing that? Going down the checklist, I was answering her questions, and she said, okay, I think you need to go get tested. So I said, all right. So the next day, on Tuesday, I went to go get tested. My husband went to go get tested as well, but he went to go get tested through his job, because his job needed to see that he had coronavirus, obviously, so he can get the 2 weeks off. And so I went to my appointment, he went to his appointment, and I got the, no I didn't, I'm lying. I got the swab, the mouth swab for my test. It was just a drive-through test. Whew. I didn't do the nose one, so I don't know how the nose one feels. My husband did get the nose one done, and it didn't look that bad, you know, like I was picturing like up to the brain type stuff, but he said it just hurt. It just felt like gross. So my mouth swab, it didn't necessarily hurt, but it wasn't comfortable. Like, they literally, I don't want to sound, see, I do it every video. Yeah, they just take like this long Q-tip, and they just tell you to, and they did it for me. So I know some people, they give it to you in the car, and you swab yourself, put it back in and drop it off. That's not how mine worked. Mine was, I rolled my window down and the lady swabbed me. So she just told me to open my mouth and say, ah. I just went like this. I just opened my mouth, and she's like, no, say, ah. So I was like, okay, ah, you know. And then she swabbed my cheek at first, but then she literally like jammed the thing to the back of my throat, and I was like, ugh. I literally went, ugh, like I kind of like gagged. I won't, never mind, I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. Anyway, So that is what happened. I got tested. I got the results within like 3 or 4 days. I tested positive. I was pretty sure I was going to test positive, you know, it was just kind of like to be sure. But yep, I tested positive. My husband tested positive as well. His results were actually like right away. He got the results the same day. So yeah, that was basically the gist. So what me and my husband did in here was we stayed quarantined the whole time. We did not go outdoors. We did not go in public whatsoever for like the full 2 weeks. And my husband, when I tell you, he was going stir crazy. I mean, he was like a child almost, you guys. No shade to my husband, but he was like, you want to go for a walk? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, why? I'm like, Danny, we cannot go for a walk. There's people walking. Like, no, you know? And he'd be like, okay, well, do you want to go to walk like really early in the morning? And I was like, no, because I don't want to get up early in the morning. I don't feel good. Like, he was, I don't know. It was like, he wasn't getting it. And then he's like, well, do you want to go like late at night and there won't be any people? And I'm like, Danny, no, like, no, it's not happening, you know? So we were both going a little stir crazy. So we did start getting creative because praise God, we have our garage. So we literally would just go downstairs, go into our car, and we'd go for a drive. So we went to a drive down PCH. We would go grab like a drive-through coffee real quick and just wear a mask and just drive around and chat and do, like, we just tried to find fun ways to like get out of the house, whether it was just driving down PCH or driving to go look at nice houses and have it inspire us, like stuff like that. We would just do to pass time. So I really would recommend that because obviously you can't go in public, but we would just literally stay in our cars, like, so no one was ever around us. We were never in public at all. We also would play board games and stuff like that, and then you know. So yeah, you just kind of have to do things to like have the time pass. Watch like a really good movie. He got me into like the Rambo movies. I had never watched Rambo, so we watched the Rambo movies. So that was fun too. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. I think it's definitely different like going through it than like hearing about it and the news and the media and social media and all of these things. And like I said, I definitely do not take this thing lightly at all. I do not, and I won't, you know. For the people that can get very sick, I'm not gonna be selfish and be like, oh look, I'm fine. Like, that's not how I'm ever gonna be, you know, because my mom's one of those people and I wouldn't want people to think like that and be around her and then her get sick. I would be furious, you know. So I have to show, you know, kindness to everybody else in, you know, the world, and just social distance, wear your mask, be kind, you know. Just, that's an easy way to show kindness. Just wear your little mask, you know. Doctors do it every day. Surgeons do it every day and they're fine, you know, they could breathe. So anyway, I do want to also tell you guys things that made me personally feel better with the virus going on. I am not a doctor, so this is not, obviously I'm not a doctor. I see people say it all the time on YouTube, like I think it's to cover their butt. So I'm not a doctor, but this is just what made me feel better personally. So one thing that was like, this just made me happy, because I love little things that make me like feel organized and stuff. So like I said to you guys, I have stairs in my house, so I have to walk all the way downstairs to go to the kitchen to get a cup of water, to heat myself up with some tea, to get food, to get medicine, to get cough drops, to get everything. I would have to walk downstairs, come upstairs, walk downstairs, come upstairs. So your girl started getting smart, and I'll insert a little video clip here because I did record a day in the life of coronavirus quarantine. I don't know if that one's gonna come before or after this one, so just depends. But I'm gonna insert a video here from that video where I showed you guys that on the side of my bed I put a little table, like this little, like, kind of like little dinner tables that you use in front of your couch or something like that. So I grabbed that little table, I put it on the side, and I grabbed everything I needed. By everything, I mean everything. I grabbed my Pedialyte. I grabbed, okay, so las jarras, how do you say it? Like a jug of water that you fill up. I got our big old gallon of water and I filled that jug up. I brought the jug up with me. I brought, so I had Pedialyte, I had a big old jug of water, I had my cup, I had my thermometer, I had my cough drops, I had my medicine, I had snacks, I had all of these little things like right by me. I had my Kleenex box, I had my Vaporu, my Vicks, I had everything on this little table. So for the first few days, I really didn't do anything. I didn't get out of bed, I didn't cook, I was Postmating everything. Or my family also was bringing stuff. Like, thank God, both mine and my husband's family, they're so sweet. They brought us food, they brought us groceries, stuff like that, so we wouldn't have to go out. So shout out to you guys, because y'all are the real MVP for real. So I had everything next to me, so I would highly recommend that. Keep yourself quarantined in your bedroom. I mean, don't leave, you know. And I know that sounds crazy because you want to leave, obviously, unless you live alone. So just stay in your room, you know. Stay in your room as much as you can. Just rest as much as you can. So the point of getting all of those things next to me was so I wouldn't have to be going up and down. So I really, really would recommend that, because you have everything right next to you, all the tools you need. And for some reason, I don't know about you guys, but to me that would bring me some sort of like comfort, knowing like, okay, if I'm gonna cough right now, I have a cough drop. If I would have my Tylenol next to me, so I'm like, okay, like when my fever and my head start hurting like really bad, I'll pop a Tylenol, you know, like little things. And that brought me a sense of like comfort, like, okay, I'm just here in my little bed and I'll feel better soon, and all of that stuff. So I would recommend to do that. Two, I would really, really, really recommend to drink your tea. And you guys are gonna think I'm crazy with the tea that I'm about to tell you guys, but this tea was so good. It tasted good, and I feel like maybe it's just like, you know, the placebo effect thing, that in my mind it would make me feel better, so I would feel better. But I think it really did make me feel better. So my cousin, shout out to Carol, she sent me a recipe for this tea. It's like an immune system tea. She said her mom, my tia, her mom would give it to her and her daughters, you know. And so it was like boiling water with onion, garlic, cinnamon, lemon, honey. What else was it? She told me a couple other things. What else was it? I'll leave the ingredients right here. But yeah, it was like this really good tea with just a bunch of good stuff, you know, like garlic, onion, honey, lemon, cinnamon, like all of these really good things. And it tasted delicious. It tasted like a pretty basic tea. Like you would think it would kind of have like this bitter taste, and yeah, it kind of did a little bit, but nothing too bad, because with the honey sweetens it, it was fine. And yeah, so we would drink that a lot. So drink your teas. It soothes your throat. It makes you feel better. My third tip would just be to rest. I mean, I know, like, I'm telling you from experience, like, it was hard for me to sleep some nights because my body would hurt so bad, but resting would make me feel better. After what, I would take like a long nap during the day, I would wake up and I'd feel better and stuff like that. Just like letting your body rest and heal. And the last tip I would give you guys, and the most important one, is I literally was just deep in prayer. Like, I literally was just like, I was just showering myself, my husband, my stepson, our family. I was just showering us in prayer, because I'm not gonna lie, I did get kind of worried that what if I had hung out with my mom. You know, I had seen her the week before, and even though it was before the me going to Tijuana, I still like had this fear, like what if I got her sick, you know. So praise God that no one else in my family got sick, and praise God that my mom did not get sick, you know. So I'm super duper grateful for that. But yeah, I would just use the time wisely. Hey, baby, come over here. What happened? You're all done? Mm-hmm. Come say hi to the YouTube fam.
Hello.
Hello. This is.
Hello.
You guys know Elijah. He's a regular. I'm finishing up. Did you finish on your work?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Make sure to check on my channel too.
Oh yes, you guys.
It's not out yet, but it might be out from when this video is made.
Yes. So I will leave your Elijah's link down below. You guys, tell your kids to go add his channel, because he's like a gaming channel. His first video is not up yet because editing a video game, like video
games?
Yeah, it's a lot harder than just editing like this video, because he has to screen record on his iPad. So we're still trying to figure out all of that out. But go hit the link right now, pause the video, come back when you're done, hit that subscribe button. So yeah,
subscribe to my channel too.
That's right. All right, cutie. Alright, homie. I'll see you in a bit. And you heard him. He said it, so you have to do it now.
Like the video and also turn on the bell.
You're so cute. Thank you, baby. Okay, I'll see you in a bit, okay?
Okay.
Ooh.
Bye.
Did you drink your water? What was I saying? Shoot, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh my gosh, I do not remember what I was talking about. But yeah, guys, I did just want to share with you guys my coronavirus experience. If you guys saw the day in the life, if it's coming out, if it's already out, or if it's coming after this video, make sure to keep an eye out for that. I just showed you guys pretty much a day in the life of what we did while we were quarantined here. Bored out of our minds, but making the best of it. I mean, we were bored, but I think it was also a little bit necessary. Like, we just needed those 2 weeks to just do nothing. We didn't do nothing. Jack. Okay? Anyways, so that's pretty much the gist of it, you guys. I feel like I'm even more careful now than I was before. And in the beginning, ask anyone, I was like paranoid. I took it super seriously. And I think after time went on, I don't think I was necessarily like careless, because I wouldn't go out in public, but I just missed my family and I just wanted to see my family, so I started doing that and just little things. But I feel like now I'm even more careful than ever. And yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave any questions down in the comment section below and I will make sure to respond to you. Why did I respond to you? I don't know what the heck's wrong with me. But yeah, leave any questions that you guys have down below in the comments and I will make sure to respond to you. Yeah, make sure to give this video a thumbs up like Elijah said. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, because that would help me out a lot, you know. And as always, I am sending you guys good vibes and prayers and health your way for you and your loved ones. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.